Welcome back to the 90 More Podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Chelsea are on the verge of sacking Graham Potter. He has started making excuses and he's been given two games to prove himself. Otherwise, he will be out of the jobs. Those two games are Leeds United at the Stamford Bridge this weekend and Borussia Dortmund at the Stamford Bridge as well in the UEFA Champions League. In my opinion, Chelsea don't want to do this. Chelsea don't need to give Graham Potter a lot of time. He's not going to work. It's not going to work out. Personally, last week, I backed him and I said Graham Potter was the right man for the job. He's going to work. He's going to make things happen. But since he started making the excuses, it's over. It's purely over. I mean, for a manager to come out and say that he's performing poorly because there's so many players in his team, that is a total absolute disgrace. And for him to come out and compare himself to Mikel Arteta and Erik ten Hag and Jurgen Klopp, that is a total disgrace as well. In my opinion, if you're Graham Potter right now, what you have to do, and I said that this in my last video about Chelsea and Potter, you've got to win the fan base. You've got to start finding ways of getting 3 points, winning the fan base, winning them over your side. What he's done, he has thrown the fan base away by saying that he has so many players and that's why they cannot score a single goal. By saying he has so many players and he's very similar to Mikel Arteta and he's very similar to Erik ten Hag. There are no similarities between the two. There are no similarities between Erik ten Hag and Graham Potter. There are no similarities. There is not a single similarity. There is no similarity between Graham Potter and Mikel Arteta. Because with Mikel Arteta, in his first 6 months, he won Arsenal the FA Cup. With Mikel Arteta, in his first 6 months, he had already decided that players like Mesut Ozil will no longer be part of that squad. Socrates Papastopoulos will never be part of that squad. And in his first year, he had a clear plan of what he wanted to do. And that was clearing the deadwood. Although the team was never going to win titles in the first 2 years, it was purely, absolutely clear that the manager had imposed himself on that team. Graham Potter, the excuses must stop. Chelsea fans, talk to me in the comment section. How are we feeling? How do you think this one is going to end? How is it going to go down? Is it one where Graham Potter turns around, wins these two games against Leeds United and Borussia Dortmund, which are actually completely winnable fixtures? You look at Leeds United, anyone can beat Leeds United. You look at Borussia Dortmund, yes, they've been flying ever since the World Cup came out. I think they've not lost a game post the World Cup period, but that actually doesn't matter. Chelsea are a better side than Borussia Dortmund. Chelsea are a better side than Leeds United. You just need something to get right. You just need something to get clicking to get those points. But I want your thoughts. I want your opinions, Chelsea fans. Hit the like button, subscribe to the 90 More Podcast as well, and let's get into the conversation. Now, first and foremost, this was information relayed yesterday by one of the senior journalists for the Daily Telegraph, Matt Lowe DT, and he said that it's so bad news coming out from Chelsea. Senior players doubt whether Graham Potter can turn the situation around. That is number one. New signings are shocked by the pressure they are already under. That is number two. And number three, anger when players are left out of matchday squads is also becoming a key factor. And this is why Graham Potter is the wrong player and wrong manager for this Chelsea side. He's absolutely the wrong. Look, this is, choosing the right battle, choosing the right, the right team, and choosing the wrong leader. It's absolutely a shambles at Chelsea right now. But first and foremost, let's look at the points that Matt Lowe has actually put out, because they're very, very important in my decisions and why I say that Graham Potter is not the manager for Chelsea. So number one, the senior players have started turning on him, and they don't believe Graham Potter is the right man for the job. This is a dressing room crisis, and we all know how it ends. Now, he's compared himself to Erik ten Hag. Ten Hag never had a dressing room crisis. Even with Cristiano Ronaldo and Harry Maguire dropped from the starting lineup, Ten Hag still had the power to dictate what happened in the dressing room. He had so many players on his side. I've never had Harry Maguire come out and say I was unfairly dropped from this team. I'm the captain of this team. I shouldn't have dropped. I think there is a cocoon that loves maybe Harry Maguire, that would have loved Harry Maguire to stay as captain, starting game week in, game week out. But as Eric Ten Hag, as a top manager, the first thing he did, he came out and said, Maguire is my manager, right? Sorry, is my captain. And everybody was absolutely fuming. The Glazers have actually done us again and all that. But what he did after doing that is he dropped Harry Maguire for the rest of the season. Yes, you're captain. There's no problem with that. But you're not playing in my team. You're not good enough to play in my team. If you're good enough, then absolutely prove it. That is where the starting point with Eric Ten Hag was. You look at you look at Mikel Arteta, you look at Mesut Ozil, you look at his work rate, you look at his his passion and whatever he was trying to put into the squad. And Mesut Ozil was not actually matching the expectations. He drops him. He dropped so many bullshit players in that side, and that's where Arsenal have managed to turn things around over a period of 3 years. We were in a very deep position. So when you get your own players turned against you, when you get senior players especially turned against you, I don't even know who is a senior player at Chelsea. Who? Cesar Azpilicueta, get him out. Absolutely get him out. This is what Todd Boehly absolutely got wrong. You've got to get a manager that has the balls. You've got to get the manager that is absolutely bold. A manager that comes in, a no-nonsense guy. Because when Mikel Arteta came into this Arsenal side, all the rumors started, players are undermining the game, players are not doing this. But what he did is he showed them, I'm a no-nonsense guy and I'm the gaffer here and I'm in charge. You're either with me or you're out of this place. And look, it happened. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, you're stripped of the captaincy, you're training alone, you fly to Barcelona, and your career, literally, you're earning money, but your playing career ends there and then. Mesut Ozil, you're showing me this attitude, you're out. Matteo Guendouzi, you're out. And most of us Arsenal fans actually cried, and we were in utter disbelief that Matteo Guendouzi was pushed out of the door. We were in utter disbelief that Mesut Ozil was pushed out of the door. At a time where we didn't have any creativity, he pushed out Mesut Ozil. He showed them, I'm the gaffer. I don't think Graham Potter has the balls. I think he's got the authority in the team, but he doesn't have the balls to do that. He's so soft for me. And to handle a crisis at a club like Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, you need to have the balls. That's what Eric Ten Hag has done, and with Ronaldo. If this guy was with Ronaldo in the Ronaldo situation, I bet Graham Potter would have been out of the job. So the players standing against him literally shows that this boy is not in control. This boy cannot get the job done. But this is the most interesting point for me. Number 2, new signings are shocked by the amount of pressure they are already under. Now, this is where I say Potter was given 2 options, a black pill or a blue pill and a red pill. And it was told, choose one. He took the blue pill, which was poison, but the poison kills you, slowly and gradually. The red pill is poison that could have killed you, instantly. He has taken the poison that kills you gradually, right? This Chelsea side is absolutely going to, get the all hair of Graham Potter's head, because you're having an owner like Todd Boehly who buys players because he's watching YouTube. Okay, he's buying players because Fabrizio Romano is tweeting about them. He's buying players because they're trending on his Twitter page. That is absolute bullshit. And at times you do not blame, Graham Potter. I don't blame Graham Potter in these instances. All those signings, how are you going to look? This is does it think that the football pitch can accommodate 20 players for one team? It's only 11, bro, right? So what Todd Boehly has done here, and what I've seen is that they're trying to talk to Luis Enrique, and Luis Enrique has told them he doesn't want Christopher Nkunku, if that is to be true. So what Todd Boehly has done here is he has bought players to satisfy his own ego. He has brought in players to satisfy, his ambitions. I think he's gone too far when it comes to impressing Chelsea fans. And I think it's done well for himself, because Chelsea fans don't even realize that he is the big problem. The guy doesn't understand football. The guy is signing players off YouTube clips and who can actually get to the Stamford Bridge quickly. On Wednesday, he signs Joao Felix. On Saturday, he signs Mikhailo Modric. And on Sunday, he signs Noni Madueke. Where are they going to play? You have Raheem Sterling in the team as well. You have players like Callum Hudson-Odoi on loan. You have players like Kai Havertz in the team. Christian Pulisic is in the team. Where are all these players going to play? Where? Right? So he gave Graham Potter a job that, in my opinion, was rather harder to do than not. To be honest, if I'm Graham Potter, and I say this, if I'm Graham Potter, I'm resigning. There is no other way. If you're Graham Potter, you definitely have to resign. If I'm Potter, I'm resigning. Statement number 3 is that anger when players are left out of matchday squads is also going up, and this happens all the time. You cannot play. Listen, you cannot play 22 players in a game. All you can play is 11 plus 5 substitutions. That is 16. Okay, but when players are not even afraid of the gaffer, they don't respect the gaffer, they don't see a clear plan, every player is going to feel they are left out of the squad unfairly. Why? Because there is no clear plan. There is no reason as to why you're leaving me out. And that's what's happening to Graham Potter. All the players are saying, if you're leaving me out, and I'm a striker, and I'm not scoring goals, and the team is not scoring goals, then why the hell are you leaving me out of this squad? I think he needs to have a clear philosophy. That cannot come in 2 days. That cannot come in 1 week, okay? He needs to implement a clear way of doing things to instill a culture at Chelsea. That is not going to come within a blink of an eye. It's going to come with time, all right? And you need a manager like Diego Simeone. You need a manager like Zinedine Zidane who can come in there and tell them, look, I've won the Champions League with Real Madrid. Most of you lads here are young and I've won nothing. So my decision is my decision. I've looked at Vincent Kompany in one of his dressing rooms. It's fabulous. When he makes a decision, that is what the gaffer said. And no, look, player power is there, but no lunatic would dare say to Vincent Kompany, "Oh, you didn't pick me, so we are losing the game, and I'm not happy." I dropped you because the standards you're showing are absolutely bogus. That is what Graham Potter is not doing. Now, the other piece of information that I have is that, and this is purely speculative, very, very, very speculative. So I wouldn't say that, Chelsea are hiring Luis Enrique. But if we can look at it, if we can take a minute to look at it. Luis Enrique spoke to CFC management 3 days ago. There is only a verbal agreement. Luis Enrique requests for 4 new players. Nkunku doesn't want. He wants Joao Felix permanently. I repeat, it's only a verbal agreement. Now, that is also what is coming out right about now. That Todd Boehly could be going for Luis Enrique. I think this is wrong. I think it's wrong as well. I think this is also purely and absolutely wrong. To be honest, I don't think Luis Enrique is the guy that would be in for Chelsea for 6-7 years. Hello, I think there are so many people who like him, especially ex-Barcelona players and Barcelona fans. I hate this guy. I hate this guy with all my life. I hate him with all my life. And the reason why I hate him is favoritism. And if you have a manager who has a reputation of, picking players, not because they merit it, but because he likes them. You look at what he's done with Spain. Almost 9 Barcelona players, leaving out all Real Sociedad players that have been doing very well, leaving out all Real Madrid players that have been doing very well for Spain, and picking only Barcelona players, only Barcelona shit players this season. This is not the guy for you. Chelsea fans, trust me, Luis Enrique is not the guy for you. But Graham Potter, he's got to man up. Stop the excuses. The fans don't want to hear that you are following Mikel Arteta. These Chelsea fans hate Arsenal. Don't even do it again. That is a London rival that you're saying, oh, look at Arsenal, they're better than us, but this is how they've done it, and we're also going to go through the steps. Fuck off. They don't want that. What Chelsea fans want is a clear way of how you're going to take their team to the top better and bigger than Arsenal. That is what they want. If you want them to listen to your bull crap of we're going to follow into the footsteps of Arsenal, we're going to do it the way Arsenal did it, I think you're not the right man for the job. But let me know, Chelsea fans, what you think about Luis Enrique, what you think about Graham Potter and the excuses. And most importantly, what happens to all these signings when the manager is sacked? I don't think every manager is a big fan of Mikhailo Modric. I don't think every manager is a big fan of Noni Madueke. I don't think every manager is a big fan of Kalidou Koulibaly. What happens? Let me know in the comment box below. Todd Boehly has absolutely got it wrong. Would Thomas Tuchel be the man to come back and correct this madness at Chelsea? Remember when he was sacked, he said, I didn't expect this. This has caught me in absolute, surprise. By absolute surprise, I did expect this. Could we surprise him again by giving him a phone call and say, look, you are Chelsea, and we want you back. I mean, could Chelsea go that route? Talk to me in the comment box below.